Hi, ambitious mamas. It's Lisa Brincat here from Tipping Point Consultant. Today I have Nina Cruz with me. Hi, Nina. Welcome.
Lisa.
Tell
Great
me
to
a little bit about yourself and what keeps you busy.
Well, I have two little ones. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they part-time at preschool, but I instruct at a few gyms. So I do cycle classes, spin classes. And apart from that, I've just been trying to build my own business called Mumme Tree. So I began in about 2014. I started blogging and writing about my experience as a mum, purely to connect and also to share my journey. And so I've lately been just trying to build, I do wellness coaching online up through Skype, as well as passion and purpose coaching. That's like archetypal coaching. So I'm not sure if you know much about that, but that's really sort of finding your innate energies from when you were a child. So there's 8 archetypes, and we look at what archetypes. Most people have 3 main archetypes, and then you have a talent archetype, which you could be great at, but it doesn't bring you passion or purpose. So it's finding what your true archetypes are, and what I look at is that when you're in flow in life,
Yep.
generally those archetypes come up and in a sequence. So we find out your archetypes, and then that's a way of you gaining passion and purpose in all that you do, and especially being a mum and your business. So that's been my focus, as well as the wellness coaching, a mind, body, soul sort of perspective, and a lot of conscious parenting stuff. So
Cool.
that's keeping me busy right now.
It sounds like it. And we were talking a little bit before we started about that expectation gap between before you have children and after you have children. What was your experience around, what you thought, what your expectations were before, and then what reality looks like afterwards?
Very different. I guess I had that ideal, beautiful, warm and fuzzy, beautiful, loving feelings, and baby sleeping, and my child arrived, and yes, I felt warm and fuzzy at times, but he was a catnapper.
Yeah.
30 minutes here, back bang on 30 minutes, literally to the clock, awake. So yeah, I didn't think about the sleep deprivation. Actually, most people didn't really tell me about the truth about parenting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I don't think you ask until you're pregnant, and then it's kind of too late to tell people. It just feels cruel to tell them once they're already pregnant.
Right. I mean, I saw my sister, I saw challenging moments for my sister and my nephew, but I guess I always believed my experience would be different. And when you're in it, then the reality of parenting arrives, and you have a quick wake-up call as to the reality, and you have amazing moments and you have challenging moments. So I think there's just that full-on spectrum, which I was probably leaning towards the happy, beautiful side, and not seeing that, I was going to be really cracked open.
Yeah. And have you found it? And how have you found it? Blogging about it and talking about it. How is that? How have you found that experience?
That has given me a lot of insights and a lot of kind of therapy, in a sense, that I can express what I'm going through, how I'm feeling, and hopefully connect with other mums that are really going through a lot of the same stuff I'm going through. I don't think it's unique. I think we all go through these challenging moments, and hopefully my experiences and how I've learnt to deal with things, or, strategies or tools I've sort of implemented can help another mum, because I know, it's not an easy road. I mean, we've chosen becoming a parent. It's a challenging road. It really, I believe it opens you up. It really brings you back to your childhood and triggers a lot of that stuff. And if you haven't looked at it or dealt with it, your kids will bring it up in you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. No, I can definitely relate to that. And in terms of where you get inspiration, these I suppose we call it kind of like days in the trenches. What really, what inspires you, and what lifts you up?
There is one woman that I really listen to a lot, and she does conscious parenting, and her name's Dr. Shefali Sabari. And I listen to a lot of her stuff because I can really, really relate. Because I feel like since having children, I've been on this real awakening journey, cracking me open and just seeing sides of me and dealing with my children in different ways. You know, I think coming at it at the start, I probably went similar to what I grew up with, and controlling. And now I'm totally flipped it, realised that I cannot control my children. All I can really control is how I react. So it's been a very big contrast and a drastic change to what I've known and how I've had to, you know, develop and evolve. So she's got some amazing stuff on how to deal with ego and obviously when you're in a challenging moment, in particular with my 5-year-old, how, you know, two egos in the room, it's not going to work. One has to drop down and let go of some stuff. And so dealing with it in a really calm way, which, you know, growing up, like my mum was pretty calm, but, you know, you knew when the wooden spoon came out that was serious stuff. So, yeah, just realising that I can't control them. So this Dr. Shefali's given me quite a lot of insights into myself, and it's quite simple to understand. Apart from that, I've been on a bit of a spiritual journey, really looking within. When I had my son, I realised how much, after a while, I'd just lost that internal sort of barometer, that internal navigation system. I totally looked out. I looked at comparing what one mum was doing, comparing how my child was not sleeping like other people in my mum's group. And that was a real, you know, trigger for a lot of pain and, you know, challenge. Then I realized that was not the way to go. I really had to look at how lucky I am, how grateful I am my child was healthy, and really flip a lot of things that I got stuck in that sort of hole, that dark place because I had postnatal depression. So I guess it's been a really complete changing my outlook on stuff, looking through different lenses. Even I'll tell a funny story is how I have changed. You know, we went away last year, and normally, like, we'll go on the plane and I need all the seats together, and, you know, I'm looking at the numbers going, okay, all the seats look like they were together. And then we got into the plane and it was like 3 seats, it wasn't like 4 or 3, sorry, it was going to be 3 of us and then the aisle and then the next seat. But what happened, they were staggered. So my seat was behind on the other side and we weren't in a line, and I'm like, okay. And normally, probably back in the day, I would be like, you know, this is not fair. What's going on? I want to change it. And so I just sat there and went, okay, well, we're not together. What's the lesson in this, or what am I meant to learn? And so the plane was filling up, and then the doors closed, and then I'm like looking beside me, and I had 2 spare seats. So it was like, you know, just realizing that, you know, everything is okay. There is a blessing. I had 2 spare seats. I could bring my daughter over. We had the whole 3 seats ourselves. So it's just been a real evolution of changing, instead of trying to resist it all, really just flowing with life, because with children, so many challenges arise and we can fight against it all. And sometimes we miss those magic moments that arrive in the challenge. So, yeah, you know, an evolution.
Yeah, you've used some really beautiful imagery. I think it really resonates with me. I love the idea of parenthood being a journey of being cracked open, and and I just, I think what you say really resonates with me. I think it's a complete journey of self-discovery, and it just sometimes feels like it goes in so many different directions, but it's both beautiful and terrifying sometimes.
It is. I think it's because it just takes you out of, you know, back in the day, you could have certainty, you could have security. Now I feel life is full of uncertainty. And how do you deal with that? Trusting yourself, trusting that there's a bigger picture for you and your family. I mean, even to say my daughter, we were looking at a new preschool, and the one I fell in love with and she fell in love with, well, there's no places right now. So, like, okay, so then you have to sort of sit back and, okay, what are the other options? And I pray quite a bit, and I'm praying, like, let it be that wherever she's meant to be, please show me the way, sort of thing. So now I have to, get out of my human side and just be okay with wherever she's meant to be will show up.
Yeah.
Because I can get upset and go, she's not, I really want her there, it's not fair, blah, blah. Then I have no power in that scenario. So I'm just, there could be a position that will be available next year. We don't know. Like, things can change and evolve. And I think it's that process of a detachment with children, detaching from, having an agenda with where they should be going, what they should be doing, and just being okay with where they're at right now. I think we try and plan and forecast and just being where we are right now is where the magic happens. So they teach you so much stuff. They're the ones that are always in right now. We're the ones ahead or behind.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think, and I'd love to, finish it there, but put all your details so as people can contact you. But it's true. I think that concept of now being where the magic happens is really, important for us to keep grounded really on such a roller coaster journey. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you more.
Thank you, Lisa. It was great chatting.